basketball to volleyball, CPHS 6 covers the sports. Exciting local high school and community sports can only be found on CPHS 6. Home entertainment with a touch of class.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to CPHS 6. I'm Larry Manns, along with Tom Rodenbrawl, bringing you the game between the Huskies of Port Huron Northern and the Port Huron High Big Reds. Huskies are coached by Ron Davian, lead the league with an 8-0 mark, and are 31-4 overall. Becky Falk is the coach of the Big Reds, who currently are 6-4 in the league and 18-10 overall. Tom, this should be a good ball game. I think we can throw statistics out tonight when these two teams meet, but Northern does have a strong team, and it should be an exciting ball game.
Yeah, they've played extremely well all year long, and both teams right now are getting ready to play some statewide playoffs, so they want to play it the best right now. So it should be a good ball game for both teams.
Well, I know that there are some remaining matches left in the M due to some weather problems, and Northern still has to play East Detroit, Mount Clemens, and Anchor Bay. But really, with an 8-0 lead right now, this could be a deciding game for the EML championship. Although Grosse Pointe is 8-2, I believe, unofficially. So this really should have an impact on the league championship. And number 2 serving for the Huskies is Joy Davey. Nice hit by number 12. Northern found a hole. Center of that court is vulnerable, and that first point is important. It sort of gets the momentum going, and we'll see what happens after this. Good save by Brookman.
Northern's doing a nice job right now of keeping the Big Reds off their heels a little bit. They're changing their offense up a little bit. Threw a tip in there for the point, and now they're setting up the short sets, and they're doing a nice job of keeping Port Huron off guard here a little bit.
Well, we've talked before that the game of volleyball certainly has a momentum as one of the factors, and if the team that picks that up in a hurry really has the edge, it seems. I don't think, they get through these first 2 or 3 points, we get the butterflies out, and I think we'll see, the exciting ball that we know that's going to happen tonight.
Christy Berry's not going to come in for Jenny Fleshman. She'll play the front row. We had a substitution for Northern, too, and I missed it there.
Number 5, and that is Nicole Lapish, who's a defensive player for the Huskies. So substitutions early, and again, the coach is using the skills of the players in the back. Nice serve by Nichols, and they not to score 1-1. The first part of this volleyball match between the Huskies of Northern and the Big Reds of Port Huron High.
It'll be interesting to see how well Kelly Nichols and Jenny Fleshman played tonight. They've both been fighting a little bit of a cold this week. We're out of school, I believe, for a day or so. They're going to the doctors, but looks like Kelly's on her game right now.
Yeah, second service point, and just a reminder for those people that are not really familiar with volleyball that the only time that you can score is when your team serves. And a ball into the net and a side out service to Northern, and again a substitution with Shauna Palmentier entering for Eugenie McNamee for the Huskies, and Coach Davey putting in that strong front line again.
Now, Shauna didn't play in the first game against Port Huron High. She was out, I believe, with a severe ankle strain, and I see she's got a brace on her ankle right now. She's going to be a key to their hopes to do well in the district and regional play.
Well, they really present a tall defensive front line when they're in there with Sherry Smith and Palmentier and Berry. Good coverage by Korf. And again, a nice play out of the net by Davey. Good save in the back by Smith. Nice knockdown by Perry.
Good volleyball, right? Good volley going back and forth.
Had a lot of position to try that kill, but again, a good volley and a good rally. Good defensive movement on the part of both teams. Huskies lead 3-2 in the first game of this match. Smith serving.
A lot of good movement right now for both teams. Nice block by Delin and Alicia. Delin's really good. Her timing for blocks is excellent. That's what it's all about. You know, it's not necessarily how high you can jump, but getting your timing down. She's been very successful this year with that.
Yeah, Goodwin serving for the Big Reds. That service reception is so important, and that's what Armstead does so well for the Big Reds.
That's right.
And being able to handle that serve and pass it up to the setter is really a key to good volleyball. Scores tied 3-3. Service out of bounds and side out. Huskies will serve in a substitution. Number 1. Barber entering the lineup for the Huskies along with number 12, Karen Debian. So again, Davey substituting using the strength of his players. Barber usually a good server.
Nice play.
Nice.
You don't see that very often.
Good play in the back.
That was a nice save by Lapis for Port Huron Northern.
Yeah, net violation. Point for the Huskies. Barber serving. Huskies lead 4-3. And again, a nice set to the front. Free ball for the Huskies.
Timing was off just a little bit there
just
on
a
the
little
jump.
bit, nice set in front. But again, we're seeing the good teamwork and good communication on the part of both teams out there. Barber serving. Huskies lead 5-3 in the first game of this match. She didn't see it. We've got a replay.
Big Reds might have lucked out on that one. That one looked a little bit wide, but
it looked a little bit wide, and then it also looked like it may have been a carry, but a good call on the part of the official. And Pat Dundas, who's serving as a referee, we're not sure of a call. It really gives the game back to the kids, and that's the important thing on those official calls. Oh, out of bounds, a little too wide on the sets.
you know, I don't know. Like I'm looking here for Missy Dawson. Did she even start?
No, Missy Dawson is not in the lineup.
I wonder if she's injured or.
I don't know. I didn't hear her.
I mean, usually her presence is known by now, and And I don't remember her starting the game, and she hasn't been substitute. I wouldn't imagine they'd substitute for her.
She did have an injury, an ankle injury earlier during basketball season, and I really have not heard that she's re-injured that. So it may be just a strategy move on the part of Coach Davey.
Jenny Lorf has come into the lineup for Port Huron High now and played the front row. Jenny herself is coming back from an injury. She just got her cast off this week and comes in and has a nice attack.
Good attack and a point for Brookman, who is now serving for the Big Reds. They trail by 2.
That's a nice play again by Northern, trying to keep Port Huron High off guard here.
Well, that's one of the options that the setter does have, and Pam Barber did that very well. We talked about that early before, and just keeping them out of balance, so to speak. Korf serving, out of bounds. Side out, we have a substitution, number 9.
Jenny Fletchman's going to come in here for Christy Berry. Jenny's a co-captain for Port Huron High.
And we have Jennifer Fromm for Kristen Korf.
Jenny's done a nice job at the varsity level. She's been a great leader for Coach Falk, and she's really hustles all over the court.
Well, that's one of the keys of having some experience on the team, and one of the roles that the captain has is to keep that team motivated. Nice hit.
Nice hit.
Kelly Nichols. Good elevation on that jump.
Kelly has really come around with her attacks. Her and Christy Berry have worked very hard, both coming back next year for Coach Falk, and showed nice improvement, which is good. That's what it's all about. Now, Jenny's got an interesting serve if you watch it. It's almost like a knuckleball.
It tends to float.
It does. It floats, and if you've ever seen it from the other side, it's very deceiving.
And hard to receive. That was a good reception by Jennifer Fromm on that serve. Score is tied 6-6 in the first game of this match.
I think that was a slip for Jenny, but
it worked.
It was over, right?
Oh, nice save by Glenn Goodwin.
Good over.
She made a nice play and a good save here by Brookman too to get that ball in play again. Have a side out and a substitution. Eugenie McNamee into the lineup for the Huskies. Jeannie is also a tennis player and is one of the strong servers for the Huskies. Nice play by Nichols.
Like you were saying earlier, Larry, that Coach Davey really utilizes his bench. He substitutes quite a few people. I'd be surprised if there's anybody on his team that spends very much time on the bench.
Well, I've noticed that over the course of the season, and which is good. It keeps everybody in the ball game, but he does utilize the strength of everybody. And Sherry Smith with just a great attack and hit right to the center of the court.
And again, there's another case of Northern changing their offense a little bit. Went with the short set there. Very effective.
We've got Evie Koppen lined up also for the Huskies. Nice play and a nice save. Sort of sets up a free ball for the Huskies, however. The timing on that set is so important too, as well as the elevation. So it really takes a lot of practice, a lot of teamwork. These gals do a great job with that. We have a point. The score is 10-6. Good timeout on the part of Coach Falk. The momentum sort of shifted to the Huskies, and they lead in the first game of this match 10-6. I think the thing that Coach Falk might want to do is just settle the girls down and get them to that there's still time left in this game. But again, changing that momentum can have an effect on them. But when you got a team that's 13-4, you wonder how often that does work, Tom.
Right. Well, you know, this game mesmerizes me with the way that momentum can change. Hopefully, you know, Coach Falk has calmed the girls down a little bit here, get them back into the ball game, and try to break up the serve here a little bit.
McNamee serving. Good cross hit by Debian. Oh, they just
Nice
one of those soft touches, but when the ball hits the top of the net and rolls, it just dropped in very difficult play. So you call that the rub of the green in golf, Tom. Nice change of pace by Smith. Excellent block by Debian after a great hit by Collier. She has a great vertical jump and really is just for a ninth grader, just has a tremendous athletic ability. We're going to see more of her.
What a nice young girl, too. She really is.
A good cross set. And again, that net ball just slows the timing off a little bit, but the ball can hit the net and drop. If it hits the net on the serve, of course, it would be side out. Huskies lead 13-6 in this first game of the match. Good heads-up volleyball, Tom. Just excellent. Both teams very alert as to what's happening.
They're moving well. Both teams are moving real well. Right now, McNamee's doing an outstanding job. I haven't kept track of how many points she's run off here, but she's done an outstanding job.
Well, that was a substitution that we talked about, and using the strength of his players on the bench. And McNamee has been one of the outstanding servers for the Huskies this year. And again, just a cross attack by Debian, but out of bounds and a side out. Collier serving for the Big Reds. They trail by 8. 15 points constitute a game in volleyball. Must win by 2.
They've had a few of those
net, just helping them out a great deal. We have a substitution for the Huskies with Joy Davy entering the lineup along with Perry. A lot of Jennifers on the Huskies team. Jennifer Perry into the lineup. Barbara out along with number 12, Karen Debian, who played outstanding while she was in there. Joy Davy serving. This could be game point.
There's a nice
Heads-up
hit.
play by Kelly Nichols. Some question on that call from the fans here. They said she can't double hit that.
Well, you know, when she did that, it kind of caught me by surprise too. It didn't seem right that she'd be able to go up for
a block, and then but she attempted block,
yeah.
And then which you can.
But the officials were right there.
Right there, and they called it and let it go. So you have a point for Armstead serving.
This is what Melinda's done real well for him all year long. Serve the ball.
Good play by Dan Goodwin.
Yeah, one thing, a cardinal rule you don't want to do is set the other team up.
And that's what happened there. But that was heads-up play, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Big Reds trail by 7. And again, nice play by Armstead. Good back set. Good back set by Davy. And again, Debian attempting to come cross court with that attack. Armstead serving for 3 straight points here. Big Reds trail by 5 now, 14-9. It's a intimidating front row that the Huskies present, huh?
Yes, it is.
With Smith, Debian, and Barry.
Very tall girls, and they play extremely well. Here she comes.
A substitution, Mrs. Dawson in the game for the first time for the Huskies. Jennifer Frome out of the lineup. Evie Kopp serving. I owe Evie an apology. I think I called Evie Debian there a couple of times. Tom, we're going to have to take a break right now, I think, and we'll come back for the second game. Reds really need to regroup, and I'm sure that during that timeout between periods, Coach Falk trying to get the team back together, I think there may have been just that front line a little bit too strong for the Big Reds. However, I'm sure that Coach Falk's going to handle that. Big Reds serving. Armstead beginning the second game. Perry found the back corner and just a tough hit. Side out. Jennifer Frome serving for the Huskies. Good block by Glenn Goodwin. And one thing I noticed, though, Tom, and maybe you've noticed the same thing, Big Reds can't afford to give that front row of the Huskies the ball early. They've got to get the ball deep, I think, and make them play, make them use their 3 hits. Nichols serving.
You know, even with that in mind, it doesn't get much better when they rotate. We see now that Missy Dawson's in the lineup, and she's going to be coming to the front here soon, who's also an intimidating factor in the front row.
Nichols into the net on her second serve, and side out. Evie Kopp serving for the Huskies.
A nice serve. From what I understand, you might know more about it, Larry, that Missy Dawson's been recruited pretty strongly by some Division I volleyball schools.
Well, she does have the talent, and certainly has a lot of people looking at her, and really has got the ability, I think, to play in Division I.
I believe she's a pretty good student too, and that's important. A lot of people don't realize, athletics is great, but it's also, the main thing is to be good as students. And
there's no question about it. When the colleges are recruiting now, they just don't look at the athletic ability. They look at the overall student, and not just their athletic ability, but their grades and their involvement in other activities in addition to the athletic program. So they want a well-rounded kid. We have a number of those in our school system who really do a great job with athletics and academics. So
you're absolutely right. There's Missy. She's making her presence known here on her birthday.
She has good elevation on her vertical jump and really gets a lot of power in that attack. A substitution with Smith back in the lineup for McNamee. Shauna Palmentier serving. Huskies lead 2-1 in the second game of this match.
We were talking
side out on her serve.
Talking a little bit before about academics. I shouldn't say amazed, but impressed with. I went through some of the report cards of Coach Falk's athletes, and Kelly Nichols last semester straight A's, and Brookman's very good in the classroom. Laura Collier. That's just to name a few. Good one. It's really neat to see kids do well in the classroom.
Well, there's no question about it, and I'm trying to do a little study of my own, and we're finding that the kids who are involved in extracurricular activities really are maintaining a much higher point average than are the kids who are not involved in some activity in school, whether it be the band, student council, or the other. So there's no question in my mind the importance of having a youngster involved in one of the co-curricular activities, and it really contributes to their overall education. Davies serving, good reception by Nichols. or excuse me, Lorf. Nice change of pace, side out. And substitution number 9.
I think
Jenny Fleshman back in the lineup for the Big Reds.
Probably coming in to serve now, I believe. We've also got Jamie Ballman, who's coming in and played the front row here.
And one of the functions of the umpire on the sideline, the official on the sideline, is to make sure that the substitutions are in proper order, because they must maintain the proper rotation as well as keeping track of the number of times a player can enter the game, which is 3. So Joy Buhajer doing a good job, and people often question, why does the official have to look at that? Well, they do rotate, and they do have to keep that serving position. Fleshman serving.
Nice play by Jenny.
There was a touch, side out. So you get blocked that hard smash. You really got to get up close to the net, otherwise that's going to happen.
I guess he must favor attacking from that left side. I see that she was using her front row over to the right here. They rotate her over to the left. There's a nice attack.
It was a nice low set. And an excellent set by Karen Debian. They had a nice little rotation in the front, which put Smith in the middle, and an excellent attack.
Sherry Smith's only a sophomore, too, for the Huskies.
That's exactly right. 4-1, the Huskies lead. Good communication, though, on the part of the Big Reds back there, talking to each other, making sure that ball gets over, and good cover by number 16, Bauman.
The one thing you have to do, and again it happens, you got to block the ball to the inside. On a hit that hard, I don't think it matters where you're aiming your hands.
Well, not only that, but keeping those shoulders square to the net is the point that you're making, and keeping that ball to the inside. He happened to be rotated just a little bit outside that time. Nice back set by Davey, a change of pace by number 12, Karen Debian. We got Debian, Kopp, Smith, Davey, Palmentier, and Dawson in the lineup, and a timeout by Falk again. What's she going to talk about, Tom?
I think now they're getting a little bit frustrated here, and players aren't really playing their positions real well. They've got to realize that they've got 5 other players on the floor. Each of them has a specific responsibility, and they've got to just do their job, and the rest of it will take place. But sometimes if you have some people trying to do a little bit too much, there's confusion, and the ball's going to drop into holes and things like that.
Well, they've had a couple tough breaks and a couple of the hits that the Huskies have had, and that's where the ball's rolled off the net and dropped down to the court, and just not being able to handle those kinds of things. And I'm sure that they'll maintain their composure here and get back in this ball game. Dawson serving. Huskies lead 6-1. Huskies have had a lot of free balls, though, and it makes it real easy for the Huskies to handle that third hit. Good position play on the part of both teams right now. Good cover up by Collier, although the official called 4 hits.
Watching Missy here, obviously, if you're being recruited by some Division I schools, you're a pretty good volleyball player, but I don't really see a weakness in her game at all. She's run off quite a few service points here in a row. She plays a nice back row, and I think everybody in the area knows what she can do when she's in front row. She has a change of pace on her serve. One time she'll put it deep in a loft. Next time she'll drill it across. It's tough to defend.
We have a substitution. Number 6, Jody Jacobson entering the lineup for Glenn Goodwin.
A lot of times a coach will do that right there, not because the player has made any kind of a mistake, but they only have one timeout left and they want to save it, and maybe by making a substitution like that, it'll break the service up a little bit.
Huskies lead 10-1. Just a back set that was just a little bit too far away from the net. Achille made a great attempt to hit it. Good move by Fleshman to get that ball to the back row, but a good outside set. A side out. Good one back in the game. I think the number 6, Jody Jacobson out. Collier's serving. Big Reds are sort of a tough position here, Tom. They trail by 10. But in the game of volleyball, the momentum can shift, so we'll see what happens.
Keela has a kind of a neat little jump serve. It's kind of unique. I've seen that in some of the Olympic teams players do that, but at the high school level, I haven't seen that very often. I guess it doesn't matter, right? As long as it gets over.
As long as it gets over, right. Good play by Nichols. Good change of pace. Nice hustle by Nichols. It's set by Shauna. Oh, excellent timing on the part of Nichols for the block. Almost change of pace. And we have a catch, double hit. That's really a tough call to make, but both hands really got to be parallel when they set that ball. And what happened, Smith was called for a double hit. Collier serving, 11-3. The Big Reds trail.
These two officials are probably two of the best in the area that I've seen. Very consistent, really take charge of the game.
Well, the thing is, consistency in handling that free ball is really one of the things, because, for example, a call that she made on Sherry Smith, some people would let that go. Collier's serving, 11-5 now. The Big Reds trail in a timeout on the part of Ron Davey. We talked earlier about the momentum bit, and sometimes we overemphasize that, but again, that 4 straight service points by Collier called for a timeout. Sometimes a team gets that large lead and they tend to relax a little bit, and you really can't afford to do that. So basically that's all Davey wanted to do, is say, hey, let's get it back together and see what we can do.
Get back in focus with the job at hand.
Got Dawson, Palmentier, Kopp, Smith, Davey, and Debian on the court for the Huskies. Collier serving for the Big Reds. Outside set there, that a little bit back away from the net. 11-6. 5 straight points for Collier. Missy hitting from the back row. She was behind the 10-foot line, too.
Exactly. They've obviously, that's something they practice a lot, and they want to try to get her involved in the hitting as much as possible.
McNamee serving.
Nice hit.
Nice hit by
Delane Goodwin.
Or is that Delane Goodwin?
I think that was Delane on this side.
The number was blocked. I couldn't see it.
Catrice Knight now is going to come in for Jamie. I believe she's going to be serving now.
First time in the lineup for Catrice Knight. The side out, number 7. Jennifer Fromm and number 6, Jennifer Perry into the lineup for the Huskies. Davy out along with Karen Debian. Jenny Lorf serving. Jenny's a senior. Good reception by Knight. I'll just explain, Tom, if you will, that term called free ball. You hear that a lot, the kids calling it off to each other.
Basically, what they try to do when you receive a ball is to get it to the setter, then you can attack the ball. When you can't get the ball in a situation for an attack or a spike, and you're just going to pass it back over, they call that a free ball, which generally pulls your defense off the net so you can set up your offense.
Good block on the part of the Big Reds.
You know, again, that's Delin. You know, timing's
She's
very
just had
good.
an outstanding game to this point.
Jenny Lorf's coming in now for Jenny Fleshman.
And Kelly Nichols is serving.
Nice hustle by Catrice.
We had a net violation.
I think they said Alicia was in the net.
I think she was over the net and really interfered with the ball that Shauna Palmatier was about to hit. Good hit by Dawson, and again, being back away from that net as far as they are when that ball hits the hand. Generally, it's going to drop or change directions.
You know, you
Nice
talk
play
about
by
attacks.
Collier.
If you look right now where Missy Dawson is, she is well outside the court, back beyond the 10-foot line, waiting for the set, and that way she has the whole court to attack it.
And she's had some good setting. Good timeout by Coach Falk. They trail 14-6 in the second game of this match, and with the Huskies serving, they could be serving for game point as well as match point, because you need to win 2 games out of the 3 to win the match. So a good timeout, and I'm sure that they see if they can change the momentum here. Number 11, Evie Kopp serving. This is game point. Good save. Good play by Brookman. Jenny Larf made a good set. Number 12 will be serving. Side out Delyn Goodwin for the Big Reds. Interesting defensive lineup that the Huskies have. Nice set by Nichols. Good block by Palmatier. Substitution, Smith in for McNamee. Palmatier serving for the Huskies, and again, this could be match point as well as game point. Out of bounds, a little bit too strong. A side out and a substitution. Jamie Bauman in for Catrice Knight for the Big Reds. Number 11, Alicia Brookman serving. Good recovery by Nichols to make that save. A low serve by Fromm, and a good cross hit by Sherry Smith. Although it wasn't an attack, because you got a good angle on the court. Substitution, number 12. Karen Debian in, along with Joy Davy. And we're in that situation again, match and game point. Good left-handed hit by Dawson. Made a good recovery in the air, and the ball wasn't quite there. She made an excellent hit. And the Huskies win the second game and the match. And Tom, your comments?
Well, you know, you cannot take anything away from Northern. They're a very, very good volleyball team, very well coached. I believe that's probably at least clinched a share of the EML title, if not the outright title. And, you know, Port Huron High School played well. The girls hustled, but again, they played a very good volleyball team tonight and have nothing to hang their heads about.
Well, that's exactly true. And this puts the Huskies at 9-0 in the league. They still have 3 matches remaining against East Detroit, Mount Clemens, and Anchor Bay. So at least they have a sort of a foothold right now in that.
Yeah, the only team that really I think has a chance of probably beating them would be maybe an Anchor Bay. But as well as they're playing right now, they're in tune to do real well in the state playoff volleyball competition.
We saw some good volleyball here, and we've seen really the efforts of good coaching on the part of both squads. Coach Falk had her kids up for the game, and they really played well. They, as you said earlier, they don't nothing to hang their heads about, and we hope both of these teams are going to have a good district playoff. Tom, I want to thank you, and for Larry Manns from Port Huron Northern Gym, good evening.